definitely hope we're done with the 2-on-1 antics in this game as a whole. Not too sure there's anything that can be done for reconciliation, since the only thing either man wants is the belt. That doesn't leave a lot of room for letting bygones be bygones, considering how the fighting has gone so far. We already personally beat you in a one-on-one match, so why do we need to do another match to prove ourselves? And son of a bitch, it just had to be Kane. The Rock faced Kane a few times, but I'm not sure they ever really got to fight to a clean finish. There was always something that happened to help soften the blow for Kane losing, assuming they bothered giving it a win or loss attached to it. Interference antics were just way too much of a thing back in the Attitude Era. And of course, since the difficulty is high, the bastard's gonna be pretty counter-happy against us. At least I came in expecting a brutal fight, even if I was kinda hoping this would be the championship match to finish our rivalry with Benoit. And good God, even this many years after the fact, the wrestlers on the card for the Intercontinental Belt have all felt like high-level stars. All of them. Just what is gonna happen when we have to fight for the world title? Well, that hold didn't last long, even if we didn't get a rope break from it. Well, it certainly feels like I've got momentum on my side here. Not too sure how I feel about the idea that Kane is an easier opponent to fight against than Chris Benoit. They've got distinctly different styles after all, and Benoit was never treated as an unstoppable force, just a highly skilled man with a lot of intensity, whereas Kane was essentially treated as a step or two beneath Jason Voorhees out of the Friday the 13th movies, until they moved, or at least they removed the bottom part of his mask to give him more of an excuse to speak. And he continued to feel like one of the more dangerous men on the roster until several months after he lost his mask altogether, dropping from upper to mid-card. I didn't really have too much of a problem with him dropping to the mid-card after so many years of being a top dog. But my biggest problem is he didn't really feel like they knew how to use him by that point. Again, for a lot of wrestlers for a lot of years, it felt like the writers didn't know what to do with any of them, since they didn't have any real long-term plans. So they just put everyone they could into holding patterns that helped make a lot of fans less and less inclined to keep watching the product. Hell, I can't help thinking that when The Rock went on to Hollywood, he got out when the going was still pretty good. His momentary returns to the WWE just were missing something. And while people cheered him, it was less because of what the company was doing with him at that moment, and more because of his wrestling resume before he left for the big screen. I kinda wish I could say the exact year it felt like the WWE stopped even trying to build up new stars. But again, this is just the ramblings of a man who misses the old days, and I wouldn't be surprised if things actually are better for the wrestling business now than I imagine them to be when I gave up watching the product over a decade or so ago. Well, the fight against Kane felt a lot more one-sided in our favor than I was expecting, even if the start of the match gave us the sense this would be a rough one. Well, we'll get to work with him some more when I get around to doing the tag team belts, even if I'm not sure I'm going to play that belt line to completion. We'll see when we get there. Son of a bitch, really? Third man? I'm sorry, but I didn't see anyone else gunning for this belt in this storyline, even if I'm pretty sure plenty of people want it. Yeah, but can't this person wait until after this match to make a push for it instead of stepping in just as we're getting the championship match we most definitely earned after all that crap? I mean, sure, Kurt Angle is definitely Intercontinental Championship material, but of all the ways to have someone else join the fray and get in on this thing, this isn't one of the most interesting ways to do it at all. Hell, I was more interested in the way that we had a triple threat to gain the women's title earlier in this same playthrough. That felt more organic than someone who wasn't part of this feud just stepping in out of nowhere just as we were about to have the one-on-one title match that we had earned. And look at that. Because of him, we're not going to win the title when we win here. And I am most definitely not going to accept a loss here. Not after all the crap we've gone through just to take the title from Benoit and how invested I am in taking him down at this point. The great. Now I'm remembering the damn good three-way feud between Chris Benoit, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. Things were very damn personal for Triple H and Shawn Michaels, but Benoit had earned the right to go for the title that Triple H was holding, and frankly Michaels had had his shot for it already. So you had an interesting dynamic where all three prideful men wanted to get it on, and the champ could potentially lose without actually being pinned or submitting himself, but at the same time, he loved the idea of the two beating each other down and making it easier for him to swoop in for the win. Triple threats aren't really a gimmick that always works, but when they have just the right setup, it's damn fun to imagine how they could go any direction at all. Though I suppose it was too much to ask that I'd managed to get a very quick pin and finish this one in less than 2 minutes. Okay, so the just bring it don't gets us more than the quicker ones do. And it's also nice to know that it's very damn easy to just let them beat each other down and go at them when the opportunity strikes. Sure, it's a bit of a heelish tactic, but still, I'm in it to win it at this point, and very much don't care how vulnerable we are when we finally get this particular bit of gold. The story for this belt has done a very good job of making me care about winning here. Especially when the current champion is a man that I really have no fond feelings for these days. I can give him credit where it's due for what he accomplished in the ring in the past, but in a video game, I most definitely want to tear him apart piece by piece. Wait. So I started going for the people's elbow somehow, but didn't know how to actually do the move. That was a bit strange, and apparently I didn't get to deliver either of our specials this time. Definitely annoying. And as one final quibble before I start thinking of other things to talk about, I'm kind of annoyed they didn't have the Rock Sprite lose one of his arm pads since he did the hand motion to remove one of them for the people's elbow. After all, mankind gets a sock when he goes into his pants. We know it's possible for the sprites to do minor little changes to their appearance based on a special taunt of some kind. Excuse me for expecting them to do something similar to that for The Rock. Not too sure why Angle rolled back before trying to break that submission. Right, here's a rock bottom for you. Was hoping to get one for Angle as well, since that would leave both of them down long enough to get a pin on one of them. Ah well, guess the fight continues a little longer. We're in the best shape of all three men here, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem unless they manage to outright double team us for a bit or something. Really? They're going to interrupt us as we're trying to figure out who lands the next punch on the other. Bit of a dick move there. Yeah, nobody's getting a pin or submission so long as person number 3 is still able to get up and stop the attempt to finish the match. Place your bets. How long is this gonna go?
1, 2, count 2.
Yeah, no surprise that didn't finish it since he had a decent amount of time to recover before I got the pin on him. And apparently you need to target a specific one of them if you want to stop a pin or submission. As if this wasn't going to be annoying enough. Not who I intended to hit, but I'm sure that wasn't who Benoit intended to hit either. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. He got back up that fast after taking our finisher.
1, 2, count 2.
And apparently Angle didn't even need to interrupt to stop that from being a 3. So it was damn close. Bloody hell, this match is getting frustrating, even if we're doing well in it. The way I've been fighting it feels like I should have gotten the win earlier. But as I keep saying, matches where there's more than 2 guys in the ring in this game at once really throws me off. And since this isn't the title match, and we've already beaten Benoit one-on-one earlier in the belt line, what are they even going to do for a finish to try to top a triple threat? Are we going to have a Hell in a Cell match? Or perhaps a First Blood? Not even a 1 count. So I hit the guy behind me, but not the man just in front of me where my fist should have landed. The hitboxes around here are rather iffy no matter how I look at it. But at least we've been doing pretty well in this match for the most part, even if the win keeps getting delayed. And it's not helping that my frequent special attacks have not been able to seal the deal, since this is a triple threat, not a one-on-one encounter. Assuming, of course, that said attack isn't interrupted by something else for some annoying reason. Even more annoying is that most of the bigger hits here have landed on Kurt Angle, the third man who inserted himself out of nowhere into this feud, instead of Chris Benoit, the guy I most definitely want to slam into the ground over and over again. It's not like there's any moves we can do to strike 2 people at once here. Despite there being multiple match types with multiple possible people to throw into the mix, the game was designed with one-on-one encounters considered the most likely kind of fight. Part of me wants to laugh that Kurt missed so many of those kicks. The other just wants this match to finally finish. Enough with the headbutting already. That's part of what drove you to cross the line in the first place, I swear. You knock one of these guys down and the other starts getting up, or the other covers the guy you knocked down, so you have to break it up, and then you have to try to knock them both down again. Really wish I didn't feel like these two are such idiots when it comes to triple threat matches, so I could actually feel threatened here. No, I seem to be the only one with any sense of tactics. Is this how heels typically feel? Stay down just long enough for us to finish this. And there we go. That match is finally over. It would have felt better if we pinned Benoit instead of Angle, but a win is a win.
It's cooking.
Oh, for God's sakes! Does nobody have the patience to let a feud finish before stepping up?
If you smell what the rock is cooking.
Of course we aren't. Look, you got knocked down for trying to interrupt last time. What makes you think this is a good time to get back involved in this mess? Just wait your damn turn, Angle. Huh. Kinda surprised it took us this long to see Jericho in this game. Wonder if they're gonna make the illusion that Jericho managed to get the crowd to chant "You suck" during Angle's theme song all the time for years. But then, they probably wanted to just do the script in case Angle wasn't actually available in that spot. I don't suppose we could have Jericho and Angle fight for the right to take on the winner of Benoit versus Rock now, can we? Alright. That would make too much sense. So the heel who hired mercenaries to get out fighting us one-on-one earlier in this same storyline is suddenly asking for a four-way match. I'm sorry, but that most certainly doesn't make sense to me. And while it's labeled as a fatal four-way, it does not follow the fatal four-way rules. A fatal four-way would mean that whoever gets a pin or submission first would get the overall win, just like a triple threat match. But the way this match was programmed into the game, it's a battle royal. A pinfall or submission just to make someone eliminated from the match, it doesn't end the whole damn thing. That just leaves the remaining people to keep beating on each other until the winner is decided among them. And considering how long the previous match was, with just 3 people, I might have to cut at a very abrupt point just to avoid going over half an hour long here. It's hard to say right now, but I just feel way too interested in the outcome of this match to fast forward through it to save time. All 4 people in the ring right now are very high-level stars, though Jericho is the longest-running wrestler here. Kurt Angle had to retire because his neck injuries from the Olympic win were catching up to him. Benoit died in the least respectable way possible. The Rock mostly retired from wrestling with the occasional cameo or part-time job in it. Chris Jericho, as of the uploading of this clip, has been extremely active, considering he's now in his 50s, and when he left the WWE, he went on to work in AEW. His career is not over, and while he's certainly a damn good wrestler, who certainly earned the wide variety of championships over the years, I'm trying to decide how the guy rates compared to the other 3 in this match. He certainly knocked me around quite a bit when I was hoping to isolate and take him down instead, so he's certainly no pushover in this instance. Right. So apparently Kurt Angle is just going to be the runt of this rivalry for some reason. Feels a bit strange since he's a legitimate Olympic medal winner. But still, I suppose it doesn't actually matter how badass a person actually is in real life. Just how they portray themselves in a given match. And Angle doesn't feel all that different in this match than when we fought him back in the hardcore title, as far as I can tell. Not sure why Jericho was throwing punches there. I know the kind of stomp you would need to deliver in order to stop a pin or ground-based submission. We saw plenty of it in the previous match. And good God, it's a good thing that we don't have to worry about losing because someone else got pinned or submitted while we were busy with someone else here. That would certainly be a nightmare considering how tough any individual person in this match is going to be here. Still, as fun as this cast of characters is, I can't help feeling annoyed that I was so revved to go one-on-one against Benoit to finish it all, and then two guys popped in just because the booker didn't feel that a one-on-one against Chris would be enough. I know Benoit was never the charismatic sort. He just got shit done instead of knowing how to really draw the crowds to him, but still, the guy was most certainly Intercontinental Championship material back then. He believably gave Kurt Angle trouble on the ground in standard Greco-Roman style wrestling to at least a choreographed version of it. And I think Kurt Angle was the world champion at the time that had happened. I could be wrong though, it's been a long time since I checked. I'm not sure someone kneeing another guy that quickly in that particular pose was really a thing in wrestling back then. Not that knees weren't thrown, but that many in that sequence and pose feels hard to believe considering back then they were still trying to make fights feel at least semi-believable, even if the birth of the internet was quite the death blow to kayfabe. Anyway, the champ has been eliminated apparently, so we're definitely getting a new champion now. And to the man I thought was a worst performing fighter in this match, so yeah, I've got to eat my words here. Just what kind of wine goes with your own words anyway? Why the hell did Jericho feel the need to interrupt that? He shouldn't care which of the other two he has to deal with, so long as he's got one less foe to deal with here. But again, the AI is pretty simple, even if the difficulty determines how aggressive and how able to counter they are. They don't really think things through that much when it comes to who to approach and how to attack to go for when getting there. Not usually a problem when they're in a one-on-one match, mildly annoying in a handicap if you're working alongside one, and really a mess in a Battle Royal or Royal Rumble. But then I suppose those kinds of matches are supposed to be a mess of one kind or another. Things are still organized to a degree in the live matches that pull this sort of thing, but they try to make it feel like multiple little fights are happening in the match itself, dividing things up unless someone needs to be showcased, and it's just knocking people down left and right. Yeah. Right, who's going to get rock bottomed? I'm sure you're rather familiar with this move after the previous match, Kurt. Holy shit. He gets back up just in time to eat another one? That has to be downright demoralizing. But then it was kind of demoralizing to see him getting up that damn fast after the first rock bottom we gave him, considering how long this match has gone and the attacks that have flown around so far. Anyway, we're now down to a one-on-one to finish off this Battle Royal. definitely going down to the wire, and holy shit, I am not liking how close we're getting to the half-hour mark here. Not a surprise that a four-man match is taking this damn long, but dear God, I really don't want to have to break that one rule of mine. As a side note, it sounds like Kurt Angle is beating the crap out of the former champion out there. Kind of wish I could see it, but to be fair, the action in the ring is more important than that. I suppose it was just a matter of time before we had to deal with another rope break here. Excuse me for hoping we'd go without one, though. Huh. That was certainly a nice kick to deliver, and I'm not really sure how one would counter that other than just be where that foot lands. I'm sure that Angle is just absolutely dismantling the former champ, and again, I really would have liked to see that. But considering neither man is legal in this match anymore, it makes sense that the camera doesn't even want to bother with them. Hell, it's not even like the fighting out there means anything. It's just happening because the programmers didn't feel that the fallen opponents in a match like this should be idle. I'm sure if we threw Jericho out there, that he'd be pretty well mangled by the pair of them. But I'd prefer to finish him off on my own, considering we've both been fighting like hell for this entire match. That certainly feels like a solid way to decide who gets to be champion, even if he literally inserted himself into this feud out of nowhere, for the sake of making the final match to win it all the more chaotic. Bit embarrassing to lose that exchange when we're this close to getting a special in. Son of a bitch, lost the chance to rock bottom him. We are just countering each other so much it's hard to tell who's even got the advantage here. Well, at least it feels like we're going to get a rock bottom on him now. Oh yeah, this match is in the bag. Get up and take your medicine, you stubborn bastard. Right. Good night, Jericho. You were a worthy opponent and an interesting foe to face, but I am most definitely feeling done for the day. I think I'll just let the rest of the text on the clip play without further commentary. Good God, this was a damn long clip.